Okay, first of all, I welcome you all to the demo session of this data analysis. So, my name is Harish, and I will be going to take up this session for the next 1 hour of your time. Okay, so I would like to first of all introduce about myself, but before that, I will just give you a agenda of what is that class is going to be about. So, this session is your first free class we are offering on this data analysis course. We are totally providing 3 free classes in this particular data analysis. Okay, so as part of that, this is going to be your first free class. After this, we are going to provide you few more 2 free classes which will be having simple direct classes with respect to subject also would be there. So this particular session today is going to be about the introduction of your data analysis, what you are going to learn, and what is this course is about the complete idea we are going to provide for you here. You'll get more type of theoretical concept today, mostly making you understand the importance of this data analysis course. Okay, so that's how the agenda of this course is going to be, or class is going to be for today's. So now I would like to introduce about myself. So myself Harish, and I have 9+ years of teaching experience and working as a data analyst. Currently, I am working as a lead data analyst in the MNC companies and having experience working on the skills of Databricks, PySpark, Python, SQL, Tableau, as well as Power BI. And I have a wide range of experience working on the projects from the domains of banking sector, financial sector, healthcare, and also in the telecommunication domain. And over the past 10+ years, I've been into the teaching field and have good experience teaching the students in this data analysis technology. So this particular course have been completely streamlined according to the real-time knowledge the students should gain by the end of this course. And the aim of this course is in such a way the student easily can gain a 3 to 4 years of real-time experience knowledge as a data analyst. How in the companies, if you work as a data analyst for 3 to 4 years, how that technical and real-time knowledge would be, a similar knowledge we are going to provide for you in this course with a lot of projects and lot of real-time scenarios being explained. So that much of confidence we are having in this course because we are going to provide you up to the mark from the basics to advanced in each and every subject that we are going to teach here. So this particular course, I would like to answer the question with respect to the eligibility criteria also, because when students trying to learn some new course, they will be going to have a question in their mind whether this course is going to be suitable for me. Am I going to perform better in this? Getting a job is possible or not? This type of a general queries a student mind would be generally having with. So that's the reason I would like to clear them first of all, and then we'll move further. So I would like to categorize the students based on the categories that they're going to come. First of all, the freshers. So people who have completed their graduation recently, or maybe about to complete in this year, or maybe in your final years of graduation, or maybe 1 year back or 2 years back, you might have completed. So you are all can be considered as a freshers. And also, I would like to consider the people with some career gap. So what is going to be that? People who have completed their graduation maybe some 3 years back or some 4 years back. And we used to also have the students who completed the graduation some 10 years back and 15 years back as well. So that is of one category of students. And other category of students who joins regularly in our courses would be people who are already working. So these students might be already working somewhere, maybe in the IT sector or non-IT sector, and wanted to shift to the data analysis technology. So that is another possible people we have in this course. So if any one of you are from these type of categories, then you are all eligible to learn this data analysis course without any problem. You people are all even eligible for all the job opportunities which are going to be happening in the market for this data analysis. So I would like to highlight here about the eligibility criterias. Even if a student doesn't have any knowledge about any technical or non-technical things, there is no issue, because generally conception with respect to students is I don't have any technical knowledge regarding any of the subjects, then how am I going to understand the things which we are going to cover here. That's a general doubt a student will have. Suppose see, here the course is designed in such a way any student can learn, because we are starting it from the basics. If I directly start in the midway of any subject, of course whatever your doubt is correct at that time. But here every subject I'm going to start it from the basics only, because we know that students will come here to learn the things even if they don't have any prior knowledge or basic knowledge about any things. That's the reason here I'm confidently able to say no prerequisite knowledge, no prerequisite knowledge is required to learn data analysis in our institute. I'm not sure about other places how they are going to cover the contents, but we are going to provide you the course from the basics to advanced in each and every subject. That's the reason, even if you don't have prior knowledge or any prerequisite knowledge about any subject here, not an issue, we are going to provide you the complete knowledge for you students. Okay, so that's an confirmation I can give for you people from my side. With respect to the practical examples and the real-time knowledge and the projects will be covered for you in this course, making it is very easy for people to understand. So this is a simple eligibility criteria I would like to highlight for you for the first few minutes. I have done that now. Let's move forward to the actual things I mentioned about this class. So what is the agenda of this class I mentioned? A student should know what is this data analysis, why we need to learn it, where are we going to use this, so how are the job opportunities are there in the market, what subjects are we going to learn in this course here, and other flexibilities that we are going to provide for you in this course. So these are the things I would like to highlight in this 1 hour of session today. So let us now try to understand about those, starting with the 3 W's of data analysis, which are www, about what is data analysis, why are we using it, where are we using it. So these are the 3 questions. If you can understand, you will be going to get a great idea about this data analysis course. So starting with a definition, what is data analysis? So this is a definition that you are going to find out now. In this data analysis as a term, if you observe, there are 2 different words are present. One is data and other one is going to be the analysis. What is actually meant by data? Simple. Data means information. That is what I can say. A simple example, if you want to provide about a student, if I ask, what's your name, what's your contact number, what's your email address, what's your Aadhaar number or PAN card number, what's your education background, if I gather all this information from any student, that can be the data about that student. Same information if I gather from 100 students or 1 lakh students, that is still going to be what? Data. So that's what I wanted to consider here. Data means simply information. Then what is meant by analysis? Analysis means it is examining or observing the things deeply. Anything you take, if you are going to examine that or observe that deeply, we consider that as analysis. That's a general dictionary meaning of analysis. Now, combine both. What are you going to examine? The data. Data is the one which you are going to examine or observe it deeply and find out what are the things present in that data. So that is a proper definition I can write now. Combining both, the definition can be, it is the process, means data analysis is the process of analyzing the data to find the insights. This is the best definition you can able to get for this data analysis. It's a simple words, just like your own terminology here. That is nothing about textbook kind of definitions. I don't want to confuse you people with that. Simple manner a student can understand. I'm going to follow a process for analyzing my data and I'm going to find the insights. There are some things you need to understand here. What is meant by process usually means if there are multiple steps you are going to follow, then that can be considered as process. Actually, in our data analysis also, we are going to follow multiple steps. Sir, how many? 5. We are going to follow total 5 steps for doing the analysis of data. So here another word is there called as insights. What is meant by insights? Insights is a new word you might get. Simple. It is called as an output of data analysis. DA stands for data analysis. Okay, output of data analysis. When I can say insights, the meaning of it is output of data analysis. Is there any other words? Yes, you can call that as findings. What are you going to find? That is called as findings. Or you can also consider other term called as unseen trends. The things which you can't able to see in our data with our eyes, you can able to find that out through this analysis. So this is a definition. Now you can observe this insights is an important term. We will use it in most of the data analysis going to be subjects that you're going to find out. So that's what I want to tell you here. We are going to follow some 5 different steps for analyzing the data to find out what is present in that. That is called insights. So this is a simple example. Okay. So the definition here is very easy one. You can remember it. Now we are going to move further to the most important part of our discussion today's class, which is why data analysis is used. Now I'm going to take some time for you today to explain you this question with some examples. So carefully observe. I need your concentration now for this question. Why are you going to learn this data analysis? General questions as a student, what you can get. There are so many technologies present in the market. Then why do I need to learn data analysis only? Why can't I learn some XYZ skill? Why do I need to opt for data analysis? Right? That is one question a student can have before you make a decision generally. You yourself will be going to question that. Your friends might join in some other course. So why can't I go it in that, join in that only? Why I am coming for this data analysis like that? And other type of question can be, why companies are using data analysis? How are they using this data analysis? You are learning data analysis for what? Getting a job. Who are going to give you the job? The companies. If they are using data analysis, they need people to work on that data analysis. That's the reason they are hiring you or giving you the job. So the question here can be formed in this manner: why and how the companies are using it, and why do I need to use or learn this data analysis? These are the two questions I'm going to provide you the answer in this. So from two mindsets as a student, why do we need to learn the data analysis, and why the companies are using data analysis? These two questions you are going to find the answer with respect to examples. Okay, I'll take two different examples and explain you this. So consider a simple example. First, case number one. I'm considering a case number one. A simple retail shop I will take. This retail shop you can consider as your household. Suppose in your nearby home you might find these small household shops. We also call as a kirana stores like that, right? So consider that as an example now. So consider that there is a shop in that owner is making the data storage on a simple piece of paper. How it is making or how they are making is, let's say the shop owner is going to open the shop at morning 9 o'clock. So the shop owner is making a note of at what time a customer is coming to my shop and how much is the bill they are making on that particular time. Suppose let's say a customer came at 9 o'clock and that customer made a sales for 100 rupees, and think that the customer came at after 9:15 a.m. One more customer made a sales of some 200, and other customer came at 9:30 a.m. and made a sales of some 300 rupees. Like that until end of the day, maybe around 10 p.m. the shop is going to close, and that at the time a customer made some 50 rupees of sales. So like this, they are completely making a note of what are all the transactions happening in that shop and at what time and what is the payment. Okay, this is can be considered as what? Data. Data is something, some information. What is information? The time and the amount. This is a simple data which is of just two information, and if possible make a note of the count. 1 2 3 4, let me say 50 customers came to the shop today. So this is the type of information you are having with you. So what is the use of this information? So by the end of the day, the person can able to find out what is the total sales happened in my shop today. So how are you going to identify? Simply you will take a simple mobile calculator and you're going to add all those values. So 100 plus 100, 200 plus whatever is the numbers you're having on that entire 50 customers made the transactions. You're simply going to add all of that. So let's say that you got some 5,000 rupees of sales. This is not just the analysis. You can still make it simple. Analysis can be, what is the average sales? What is the formula? Total sales divided by how many number of customers came to my shop. If you make a calculation, it will give you 100. What is the meaning of that 100 actually? If any customer comes to my shop, at least they're making 100 rupees of sales. That is the meaning of 100. So this average. So how many customers came? Count 50 customers are there. And you can see this one. Maybe this data type of data that owner is making note from last 1 year of time, you can able to find out every week how much of sales happening, every month how much of sales happening. You can compare it with previous month also. Maybe in the January 2026 how much of sales I got, December 2025 how much of sales I got. With December to January, my sales increased or is it decreased? If increased, how much increased? If decreased, how much decreased? Am I right? Some more extra things if you wanted to find here. Let me say the time wise I wanted to segregate or categorize my sales. Morning 9 o'clock to afternoon 12, how much of sales? Afternoon 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., how much of sales? And from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., how much of sales? Like this, you are segregating your sales according to the time period. So let's say on that day, some 1,000 rupees sales up happened in the morning, other 1,000 rupees on that afternoon, and evening time you made some 3,000 rupees of sales. Like that, every day you can able to find out. So you might understand, okay, most of my sales are happening in so and so time. From the last 1 week, from last 1 month, this is what is happening. So any type of analysis understanding the business is possible only with what? This data. Just assume if this data is not returned by that owner, is it possible to find out all these things what I mentioned as of now? Nothing is possible. Just a simple information you stored, from that a lot of insights you are able to generate. So that is what is the power of data analysis. But if you understand whatever I found here now, to do this all, you don't need any Python or SQL or Power BI knowledge. Am I right? Anybody can do this. But the importance of data is what you need to understand in this point of time. From the company or that particular small shop point of view, you are able to understand how the business is going on. Where are they lagging? Where are they performing better? Based on that, they will improve their business. That is what here you need to understand. This particular data analysis in any company, either small or big, they are going to use it to understand how the business is going on, how they can improve, how they can where they're lagging. Those all type of things are pretty much easy in this type of data analysis. Okay, now consider a next scenario, case number 2. Okay, so this case number 2, I would like to take some company called as a Zomato. I think everybody know about a company called as Zomato. What are you going to do in that? Food delivery. If you place a food order, it will deliver it to your home address. So whenever you place a food order, Zomato also will store a data. Suppose example, who is the customer placed the order, but before that order ID will be generated. For every order, separate ID will be coming. Who is the customer placed order, name of the customer, what is the food item, in which restaurant, what is the delivery address, who is the delivery agent delivered that food item, what is the time taken for the delivery, and about the payment details. Is your payment cash on delivery or online payment? If it is an online payment, again, is it a UPI or a debit card or a credit card? If you're using a card, which bank? So this type of a full to full details of your order will be stored with that particular company. Now the question is, where are they storing this? First example, whatever I explained, it's on a simple piece of paper. You can store all of this information, right? Nothing is needed for you. Any computer is not needed. Any mobile also not needed, to be precise. Simple notepad I can take, a notebook. I can write with pen and paper. But about this, it's not possible. Why? Here hardly 50 customers are coming. You are able to make a note of it. How come a Zomato type of a big company can store it? Because 8 lakhs of orders per day you can get per Zomato in India. That much of 8 lakhs of orders, how are you going to make a note of it? Even in your laptops also it is not possible. You might ask me why. Of course, you can store it for maybe for 30 days or 2 months. After that, your storage will be full. Or let me say you stored in your laptops. One laptop is complete, again one more laptop you need to buy. Some 100 employees are working on that data. How are they going to get the data if it is there in one laptop? Right? So that is the reason why they need some kind of a unified data source platforms. That's the reason why the databases or it can be the servers, or it can be the cloud. These things came into the picture. When the data is small, no things of these are needed. But when your data is this much of huge, very, very large data, then these type of extra things are needed to maintain the unified source. What is unified, guys? One particular source where everybody can go and use that. Even I can, if you have both of us access, I can go and use that. That's what here, this type of case number 2 I have considered, where it's a large amount of data. Case number 1, very, very, very small data. So in these large amounts of data, suppose the client is asking you, you are storing this 8 lakhs of data in some cloud, suppose an Azure or some AWS like that. So the client is now asking you to, can you tell me what is the total sales amount happened today with me? How are you going to find out? Here it's a small 50 customers you take in your mobile calculator and you keep on doing it, or some manual calculation you might have done. But what about this type of big companies, 8 lakhs of orders? How are you going to do? It's not possible with manual calculations or even mobiles or even laptops, nothing. Here is the need. You need to learn the Python, or it can be SQL, or it can be Power BI. You take any such a subject, you simply consider this data in that place with a small function. For example, might be sum of the sales. It's going to give you the final amount. See how much of easy it is. When your data was being handled technically, your operations are very much efficient and you're going to get an output pretty much easily. That is the reason why you need to learn these particular skills. The companies are using it very heavily because every day a lot of data is getting generated in these companies. That data, definitely I need to store it in some place. When that is being placed, I need some technical people to store that, I mean to say, analyze it. That is the reason why they're hiring the people who know data analysis skills. So here, the clear understanding of the second case scenario is when the data was very huge, I am unable to do that analysis manually. I need definitely some technical skilled people who can do that analysis. Why the companies are doing this data analysis? This data, whatever they are getting generated in their day-to-day business, whatever they perform, here 8 lakhs of orders are getting generated. That data would be created. This data will be used by the analysis will be performed. Who are going to perform? We, the data analysts. We are going to perform that analysis on the data. When you perform analysis, what are you going to find? I mentioned insights you are going to find. Means some outputs you are going to get. So what type of outputs? Suppose I'll tell you simple example you see. Some advanced examples let us understand. Not simple sum of sales or average of sales. Consider that you're having this Zomato data from so many years you have. But I will take simply 1 month or 2 months or 3 months like that. The client is asking you, please tell me how many orders I am getting in every city from the last 1 month. Okay. So you consider main cities. You take Hyderabad, you take Mumbai, you take Delhi, you take Pune, Bangalore. This type of main cities you are considering. From each and every city, how many orders I am getting in every month? That is what you are trying to identify. So, okay, you are able to find it very simple, nothing much difficult in that. But I'm going to add few more things to that. Between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., how many orders I am getting? Mostly these are lunch orders. So these orders, how many I'm getting in every city? That too, with the sales amount or your order amount greater than 500 and the food type is non-veg. Now think about it. Little complex nature it is coming. You need to find out all the food orders that are delivered in each and every city, which are between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. ordered, and that order should have amount greater than 500 rupees, and that too it should be some non-veg food item. So you tell me then how many orders are there. So you are able to find out some orders. Okay, from Hyderabad these many, from Pune these many, from Bangalore these many, like that. From last 1 month you have calculated. So there will be definitely some cities which are not performing better. Maybe you are trying to do it with December. You have compared with January. You have compared with November. These are all orders from every city. So Hyderabad, some 10 orders here, 15 orders here, 20 orders here in the January month. Same way from the Bangalore city, some 15 orders here, some 20 orders here, some 25 orders here. So you're going to identify in which city the less number of orders are happening and more numbers of orders are happening from month to month, how the comparison is. By looking at some table, you can able to easily understand there will be some cities which are not performing better when you compare with remaining cities. Definitely you'll able to find that. So those type of cities you can simply identify. Let's say from last month to month, the Hyderabad city is not performing better. You will understand. That is what? Insight. These insights are then used by what? Companies in making the decisions. What type of decisions? You told that Hyderabad is not performing better from the last 1 month. These orders are not coming better when you compare with remaining cities. Previously, it used to perform better, but now it is less. So you are now going to focus on that particular city where your orders are coming less. Because if you can focus on that city, if you can increase your orders, your sales will increase, your profits will increase, your company performance will be increased. So where are you not performing well? If you can focus on that particular part, it would be better for you. Now, simple example also I'll tell you. Here you've identified that Hyderabad is not performing better. So the company is thinking to give some extra offer for those city customers. Whoever placed an order from Hyderabad, that person will automatically get that offer. Maybe some 100%, 100 rupees offer up to 50 percentage of offer up to 100 rupees they're giving for you. So if you don't know that Hyderabad city is the only one performing not better, you might need to give that offer for all cities. Remaining cities are performing better. Why you want to give offer for them? They're doing better. You focus on the city where the orders are not coming well, so that you can encourage the customers present in that place and you can get more orders. That's a simple way to encourage the customers. If you give more offer, they'll place more orders so that you can habituate the people to place more and more orders. For 1 month, if they give you the order, I mean to say that offer, even they reduce the offer next day, you will simply place the order because you are already habituated to place it. Before Zomato, how many orders there? Where are these all people placing the orders? No orders are there, right? Before Zomato or Swiggy came. Then how these many orders are getting now? Because people habituated to place the food orders. More restaurants has been increased and more food orders has been increased. People started eating food items outside more and more than the food home food. Am I right? Just understand the revolution of the business. Think as a business person so that you will understand the importance of data analysis. So this is the decisions that is possible to be taken by any company by using the data analysis insights. And these decisions are in turn helping the company in achieving the growth. That is the growth in the sense more orders, more sales, more profits, more growth, more revenue generation, more branches, like that. So that is what you need to understand. How the companies are using, you got an idea. As a student, why you need to do, as most of the companies are nowadays using this data analysis, because a lot of data is getting generated, guys. You can't able to even assume how much of data, petabytes of data. It's not GBs, it's PBs and more petabytes we call. Even more than that, the data is getting generated. So companies are having a huge need to have that data getting analyzed. If they don't need the analysis to be performed, then why are they going to store the data? It's obviously money waste for them. They're storing the data and they want employees to work on that particular data and find out the insights, and those insights they're using in their companies in getting the growth. So that is the reason the companies are having a huge demand to have a data analyst in their company. So if when you are learning some skills, and I mentioned that there are so many skills why you can learn data analysis, the reason is when you are learning some skill, if that skill is having good demand, you'll get job easily. If you learn some xyz skill, maybe some friends you are learning or somebody are learning or some of your relatives are working on the technology, but what about the job you should get now? If you're not getting a job now, then whatever the course you have done is waste of money, waste of time for you. So that's the reason I'm saying if there is a demand for that skill, and I have one more thing to discuss with you when I say demand. Okay, now you have demand, you joined now in that course, you got a job, well and good. After 3 to 4 years, what is the next thing? If the demand is not there at that time, again you need to go and learn one more skill set. Again you're going to spend the amount, you're going to invest the time in learning so on so institute, so you're going to run and you're going to learn. It's a waste of time for you, waste of money for you. So that's the reason at a time when you're learning some skill set, if you have a lot of demand for that in the future also, then that is a skill which can give you the lifetime job guarantees. So this data analysis, you might think why it is can be having a demand later. So just imagine, does anything is going to happen without data in the future? Is there any alternate for without data? Nothing is there. Even you take, some of the students used to ask me, sir, what is the role of or impact of artificial intelligence in this data analysis technology? So see, even you take ChatGPT, for example, even you ask a question, it is going to provide you some answer. How the answer is being provided? Based on the data. Whatever the data is being fed to that, any artificial intelligence model wanted to be generated, data is the crucial thing. And that data should be not one time passed and completed, should be continuous process to keep on considering that data. So that is the reason I wanted to say this data analysis jobs which are under the artificial intelligence will be going to be increased a lot and lot in the future. This is not, it's just a beginning. You can understand this demand is going to be rising a lot in the coming future. If you go and learn these type of technologies, your jobs are going to be more secure, and the two packages are going to be very much high. If you go and learn some skill, so many people are learning the skill and less number of jobs are there, obviously they'll decrease the packages. Demand, if it is there, your job would be secure, more opportunities would be there in the market, and your packages would be better. Even a fresher will earn easily 6 LP of package on an average for a fresher. People who are having 2 to 3 years of experience, easily you can expect them 12 LP of package. And with 5+ years of experience, you can go up to easily 16 to 18 LP of packages. Even I can say this is more now. I'm saying average only, but I'm able to easily say, you take myself, I am also working as a data analyst. I know the packages, how they are coming. Even with my experience, you need to trust me. When I am with the 3 years of experience, I have got a package of 16 LP, not 6. Okay. If you believe it or not, I'm just trying to say with my experience. At that time, when I am at 3 to 3.5 in between, I got this package of 16 LPA. So nowadays, its demand is still more. Packages are very high in the market. We are in the business, in the companies. We know how the packages are. Even when we are taking the interviews and all, we know with HRs how the packages are being provided. So that is an advantage of learning a skill set which is having demand. Your future will be secure. And one more easiest thing, what I want to say is, learning this data analysis is very simple. You might think once we know something, it might become easy for everybody. No, I'm not saying in that manner, because I know in the market there are some programming knowledgeable skills are there, like full stack courses. You take Java full stack or Python full stack or .NET full stack or whatever the programming things you take. There heavy programming things will be there. People who don't have much of the programming knowledge will feel very, very difficult to cope up with that. I have seen so many students who joined in that just because so many students are joining. After a few days of attending classes, they are not able to understand. They are unable to write those many big, big programs and they stopped it. So you try to think about yourself. Are you going to cope up with that much of programming? Because here, even though you have Python, you're not expected to write down hundreds or thousands of lines of program. It's not a full stack course. You are doing analysis on the data. For everything, you are having a function. As I mentioned, you wanted to find out sum of sales of this big amount of data. You have a function called a sum of sales, a simple sum function that can do it for you. So that's the reason I wanted to say any activity that you wanted to perform, you have a functions ready for you in the Python or in the SQL or in the Power BI, anywhere. That's the reason you can able to easily learn the skill set here. It's not at all a tough skills to be learned. Very easily you people can able to learn. Okay. So that's the reason I wanted to tell you learning skills is simple. That is another advantage for you to consider this course as your career path. Okay. So these are all the scenarios I would like to highlight for you to understand why data analysis is used. So here companies, why they are using, I mentioned. As a student, why you can opt for this, I mentioned. How the demand is there, how the job opportunities are there, I explained in every manner. But I'm also one more point I wanted to make a point clear here. Once you complete the course with all the skills that I'm going to teach you here, you are not just going to apply for a data analyst. Of course, this is a main skill. Along with that, in the companies, you can even go for a data engineer position. You can go for a data scientist. Not with if they ask machine learning, you can't. But in the companies, they'll say data scientist, but inside they won't ask machine learning. So that's the reason I'm saying. Okay. And you have some BI standing for business intelligence in the Power BI BI. Okay. So BI developers, BI analyst, and we have Power BI developer roles, because we're going to cover the Power BI in such a way, not just for a data analyst, but up to the depth of developers content. So Power BI developers, we have Tableau developer roles. Okay. Even we have the ETL developers, ETL side. extract, transform, and load. So all these different position roles you are open to apply once you can complete the course. Okay, guys, I will take the doubts in the end. Okay, please don't mind. I'll take the doubts in the end. I'll remember your names and I'll ask you. Okay, but as of now, consider these are all the different job opportunities you can able to apply for once you can complete this course with us. Okay, so I'm going to remove everything what is on the screen now. A simple statement I would say here, why the data analysis is used means, simply I can say the businesses are using the data analysis insights to make better decisions which will help the business to grow. Okay, so for better decision making, this data analysis is used. Okay, so where are we going to use it? So where it is used? So let us explain about some examples. It is there everywhere, whatever the companies you can see in your day-to-day life everywhere, but let me cover some examples as part of this demo. So I'd like to start with direct industries names, e-commerce industries. When I say e-commerce, you will get some company in your mind. Amazon, I can say Flipkart, can say Walmart. So these are some of the biggest e-commerce giants which uses the data analysis a lot, because a lot of data will be generated in those companies. Also similar to them, we have some quick commerce companies. It can be Zepto, Blinkit, Instamart, and some food delivery apps like Zomato, Swiggy, online ride booking apps, Uber, Rapido, and you can consider online shopping platforms like Azio, Mintra, Misho. On you can consider online payment related apps, UPI payments or net banking, wherever you go. Okay, I will otherwise cover that in the banking domain, insurance related companies, investments related side, everywhere. Okay, so you might think, sir, why these type of companies are using? Of course, guys, these are the biggest data generating companies nowadays. You can see, even you yourself consider, you might have used one of this app in the last 7 days easily. Maximum 95% of the customers, I mean to say you people, definitely you might have used these apps. That much of demand these apps are having. Simple, also I'll tell you, you can verify how these companies are using data analysis means. Simply observe. You go to any Uber or Rapido or any, let's say, Phone Pay or Google Pay. When you perform money transaction, somebody, for someone you sent a money, obviously in the Phone Pay transactions that will be stored. Let's say you sent a money last week, but until now it was not sent to that person. So what you will do? You will raise a complaint. For that complaint, they'll ask you what is a transaction ID. For every transaction you perform, some ID will be generated. So those with that, they are going to help you out. Suppose you wanted to see today what are my last year transactions I performed in the UPI, Phone Pay you went in. You can able to check that in the history. You can go for check the filter, and you can able to find out what are all the transactions are present. That is how it is possible. They are storing each and every transaction. Even last year transactions also they're having. So that is nothing but data. That is your data. You having that access to you. What about my transactions? If you wanted to see, of course, it is not possible for you. For every person, those persons' transaction details will be shared. So that much of data is being generated in each and every place. Okay. So now you can even consider in the healthcare. Healthcare in the sense, what will come to our mind? Hospitals. And also you can consider the pharmaceutical companies. I can even consider it is used in the education backdrop companies, and even sports and games. Even guys, sports and games are nowadays very heavily using data analysis. Even when you're watching the live cricket matches, you can see on the screens matches, you'll be able to see some visualizations will be shown, some bar charts over to over how the scores are happening and how many runs the batsman has scored on each part of the ground. On the leg side, how many offside, how many straight, how many background, how many. Am I right? So those are all data visualizations you can able to do in the data analysis itself. Okay, and you can even consider it is there in the lot of stock market related companies are using this one, and you can consider in the entire IT sector. Of course, those are the places where our most of the jobs will lie, Infosys or TCS or Accenture, or it can be big four companies of Deloitte, or even startups or mid-sized companies. Any type of company you take, they are having data analysts in the market. Okay, and These are simple examples I just wanted to cover for you, and you can see whatever the scenarios of companies comes to your mind in the day-to-day life, every one of them are using this data analysis. Okay, so until now we spent the time in understanding the three W's of data analysis. I haven't explained anything apart from that because I mentioned today's class I wanted you to understand the importance and impact of this data analysis. When a course you are learning, if you get interest on that, if you understand why you are learning, then only there is a meaning for that. So that's the reason I want to tell you, this is the sole reason for why you need to learn this. Okay, now I would like to highlight here what are the skills that we are going to teach you here in this course. What are the subjects? So I think most of you know that, right? We are going to start with the SQL. We will be going to cover for you Excel. Okay, the statistics subjects will be taught for you here. We have Power BI, also Tableau, also we have Python. So these are the subjects or skills that we are going to teach you people in this data analysis course. Any subject you consider, here everything would be started from the basics. So I mentioned at the beginning itself, sir, if I am coming from so and so non-technical background, I don't know nothing about SQL or Python. When it comes to Excel also I don't know anything. Then how am I going to learn this? So see, if you don't know, that's the reason why you are learning here. If you know, why are you going to come? Even if you don't have any basic knowledge about any of the skills, no problem. We know that students will come from all different types of backgrounds. In that manner only the contents are designed here. So that's the reason I wanted to tell you here, from basics to advanced, every subject will be taught for you here, with that to 15 plus real-time projects which are going to be covered in this particular course. These particular projects I am going to cover from each and every subject. In the class also, some of the projects I'll going to explain, and some of the projects even I'm going to provide for you also to do. Both of us here combinedly, we are going to achieve these 15 plus real-time projects by the end of this course. These projects are the crucial things for you. Even you can place these projects in your resume also, because resume is a very important thing that you need to definitely need to get a job. So how to create that resume, how to place these projects in that, how are you going to explain these projects to the interviews there, everything we will be going to help you out. That's not a problem. So that I will explain you now all those things. So these 15 plus real-time projects, along with that, what are we going to provide for you? A lot of data sets. Can say hundreds of data sets would be shared with you people for the practice purpose, along with what are the data sets we are going to use in the class apart from them. And also we'll be going to provide you the day-to-day notes, whatever I'm writing in the notepad, that type of notes would be shared on the day-to-day basis after the class. Apart from that, materials also will be shared. Notes in the sense a simple rough notes or some simple statements would be there. No sir, I want some reference materials or some type of textbook kind of thing. So we are going to provide that also. You can see this is a simple sample material I would like to show for you. This is an SQL one which is prepared by me. So this entire PDF would be shared with you people. Okay, so how the definitions are there, you can simply understand. It's a textbook kind of reference. If you don't want to go through this much of big thing, of course notes is there. That is also very much sufficient. For both the scenario people, I'm providing you both so that it will be easy for your preparation purpose. And here, important thing is recordings, because sometimes we miss a class, maybe some because of some network issues or somewhere you are going. So what if that class is missed? No problem, recording is there for you. Every day class will be recorded. Even this demo session currently it is recording. This will be shared with each and every student after the class. Any doubts that you have, even after going through the recording, you can let me know. We can discuss your doubts. Okay. So recordings are going to be provided for you in this particular course. So the view access will be provided for all the recordings. Okay. And along with this, we are going to provide you a lot of assignments, guys, for the practice purpose. Even we are going to conduct the exams for you to, for yourself to improve yourself. This is not for any other constraint or not for any other things. We will be going to suggest the students to go through these questions, because these exam questions might be somewhat some of your important interview questions also. So you can see how we are going to organize this everything. This is an ongoing Python one. So you can see how are we going to make everything the related things. If you want to see the completed ones, for example, I'd simply show you so that you can simply have an idea about this. So this is one of the Python courses. You can see the assignments will be there, case studies will be provided, the notes would be there, materials will be there, project details will be there, everything would be there for you people to get into. In very confusion free environment was provided for you here to learn the subjects. Okay, so this is simple sample I want to show you for how we are sharing the students. Okay, and also here the important things are with respect to the resume building classes. Okay, resume building classes are there, and how to create a LinkedIn profiles, Naukri profiles, how are you going to apply for the jobs, the job search strategy, and how can we go ahead and contact the recruiters also from your side if you want. And with respect to those, we are going to cover for you in the resume building classes. Also, the important interview questions to clear your interviews with ease. You can able to get the important interview questions, and also you can expect the mock interviews here. So these mock interviews are also going to be used as a uh, I can say a screening purpose for the students also to consider them for the next rounds in our course. With respect to the placement assistance cell, we're going to consider how much the student has been learned. Is it up to the mark or not? Then we will consider those students for our next program with respect to the placement assistance and with respect to the internship, for everything. Okay, we will inform many interviews we are going to consider. We'll say that okay, this interview we are going to consider for this, so perform accordingly. If it is a normal interview, we'll also inform this, not just for your knowledgeable purpose. This is nothing to deal with any of the uh, any jobs or with respect to any internship. Nothing is going to impact normal interview. I'll tell like that. We'll be informing you what is the importance of that exam or interview. Okay, so here the placement assistance will be provided for each and every student until you get the job. And also the course completion certificate will be there. But importantly, the internship certificate also we are going to provide for the students here, because after the course, we are going to provide you some internship projects. Once you complete them, we are going to assist you in that, no, not a problem. We'll be going to provide you a 6-month internship certificate. So this certificate also for any kind of people really helpful for you to showcase it as your experience also in the companies. This is a registered company, guys. Our institute is a registered company. It's a private limited. We're going to provide you the unique code related certificate of this internship wherever you go. Even in the future, if you are going to showcase it as your experience, somebody will come to background verification also. You're going to even show that ID one with respect to that unique certification of the internship, and we are going to validate for you. Not normal a Xerox one we are going to provide. Okay. So internship certificate is a proper authentication related internship certificate would be provided for you all here, and this will be for 6-month duration from the day you join. That will be up to the next 6 month the internship would be provided. Okay, so that would be also done for you. Apart from that, we are also going to provide the assistance for getting the Microsoft Azure certifications also. So what are these things? Microsoft Azure certifications in the sense, these are cloud related certifications. We are suggesting the students here to go through these some of the certifications also to get extra benefit in the job search. Everybody will have the same skills. Then what is the difference between you and the others? These certifications. Of course, the projects will be there, but additionally, the certifications also will be very much important. So, which certifications you can target? Okay, how are you going to prepare for that? Those related guidance we are going to provide for you in this course. If you're interested in maybe Amazon Web Services, here I'm suggesting Microsoft Azure. Somebody might be interested in Amazon Web Services. Somebody might be interested in the Google Cloud Platform. It's your wish. Anything is fine. But my suggestion is to go with Microsoft Azure. Anybody, if you are not having any knowledge about those, you can start with this one. We are going to assist you in this. Okay. So with respect to the duration, guys, the entire duration of this course is going to be 4 months. And the classes will be daily from Monday to Friday. Daily 1 hour of class will be there. Okay. And also on Saturdays, we'll be going to have the classes of 1 hour on few Saturdays. After the class, people who are coming for the offline, you can able to have a lab practice here itself. We have the lab available here. It's a nice lab which have been set up. So you can even practice here itself. Even if you don't have a laptop, you can provide you some system. Okay. And you can practice till the evening also, no problem. People who are in the online or offline, anybody, we are going to treat same. Any doubts that you have, our support team will be there, and even I will be also available in the office here. You can contact me at any point of time to clarify your doubts. Who are in the Hyderabad, you can plan yourself to attend the classes in the offline, at least from the second free class or third free class. Our office location is in the Amirpet, near to the metro station, Hyderabad. Okay. Regarding office offline location, our team will inform you. That's not a problem. But focus on coming offline if it is possible for you. If not, no problem. Anywhere it is going to be the same classes only, same content only, no definite difference at all present. How the class is happening in both offline and online now, same way only remaining classes also. There will not be any confusion. Okay. So with respect to the duration and the time I mentioned, the class timings will be morning 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. in both offline and online. So we have some other timings also present. Why I'm discussing about other timings, I'll let you know. We have other timings at morning 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in both offline and online. Evening also we have a classes at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So these are the other class timings where I am only the faculty to take the classes, not a separate ones. So these three timings are there with our institute for the data analysis. So carefully observe guys here. Why I have been mentioned about this, I'm going to tell you with respect to the flexibilities that we're going to provide. This is a new batch, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. that I'm going to ask you to join. Okay. So what are the flexibilities mean? Suppose I am a student. I wanted to learn the data analysis. So I joined in the 9 to 10. Let's say I attended the SQL classes. It's completed. Okay, fine. But I am having in my mind, if I can listen one more time the same SQL classes, it will be better. Of course, recordings will be there. But live sessions, if I wanted to attend, are you going to allow us to attend the same subject one more time? Yes, we are going to allow. You can attend here any skill, any number of times, that too in any batch. Why I mentioned means for you SQL completed in the 9 to 10. Anywhere in the SQL, maybe 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, if it is going to come, we'll inform everybody. So on so 10 o'clock, we are starting SQL on so date. If you're interested to join, you can come and join. For every skill, not just SQL, I'm saying any skill set we are going to start, we're going to inform everybody so that they can come and join and they can attend the subjects. Okay. Multiple times a student can learn any subject. So that is the point. A student can attend any subject any number of times in any batch. And other important flexibility can be, suppose I am a student, you mentioned the course is 4 months, but I don't want to spend 4 months, sir. We wanted to complete the course in less time, 2 months or 3 months like that. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You can attend daily 2 classes or 3 classes, morning 9 to 10, one subject, 10 to 11, another subject, evening 7 to 8, you learn one more subject. Like that in a day, if you are free, if you can attend these multiple classes, you can complete the course in less time duration. That is also possible. And if suppose, let's say you are attending 9 to 10, suppose SQL classes you're attending. So I'm starting Excel in the 9 to 10 to 11. So you attended that also, but you didn't focus on Excel much. Again, can I attend? Yes. Because a student can attend any skill any number of times in any batch. And at the same time, a student can attend multiple classes in a day so that the course can be completed in less time duration. You no need to spend for 4 months. Your course will be completed even 2 months or 3 months also. Okay. So for both of these things, we are not charging any extra amount. Not even for internship also. For internship also, we're not charging any extra amounts. It's in the registration fees only. No extra charges are there for internship certificate or for these two flexibilities we're providing. You can attend freely because in some other places you can see they will charge very heavy amounts for fast track courses of less amount of duration, but they are not charging any extra. You can able to attend multiple classes in a day, learn different subjects in different classes and complete your course in less time duration. That's of course possible with us. Okay. So this is how the flexibilities are also even providing for the students from our side. Okay. So today's entire topics was about to make you understand how this data analysis is, how in our institute we are going to cover for you. So I know that we haven't discussed it about these skill set. See, you mentioned these skills, that why am I trying to learn Python in the data analysis? What is the importance of Power BI? What is the importance of SQL? What is the importance of Excel? Why do I need to learn these skills? You will mention overall data analysis is okay, but why these? What are the software tools we are going to use? And also, you mentioned five steps we are going to follow. In which step, which subject is needed? What are those five steps first? Those entire details we didn't discuss yet. So those things more technically in the next free class of second free class we are going to discuss. So in the first free class I am only discussed with you about very simple terminology, nothing difficult at all, very plain English language, no other important terminology I discussed. But in the second free class it would be little technical terminology I will mix up, and you are going to learn a much better overall. Two classes will give you final conclusion, not just this one class. Actually, it is not possible to tell you overall entire thing in just one class. That's the reason two free classes will be there for this. Third free class will direct start the subject. There is no time waste after that. Third free class will be started immediately after second. Only the gap is there for first free class and second free class. But once the second free class is going to be started, there is no gap. So we're going to start it on 18th of February. That's on next Wednesday itself, not many days. So next Wednesday, today is Thursday. So the next Wednesday, we're going to have the second free class at 9 o'clock itself, our batch timing in both offline and online. If possible, come for the offline sessions if you are around Hyderabad. Okay. So that you can visit our institute and have a scene at the how the infrastructure is here, the lab setup and everything, so that you will understand how our institute is performing here. Okay. That would be giving better idea for you. Okay. So we'll stop up to here for today. Now, if you have any questions, you can please ask one by one.